So, good morning, class. I'm Julius Pellen, your teacher for today, and I will be teaching Neoclassic and Romantic period. So, next. Ito yung objectives ng ating topic for today. Number 1, identify the artists from Neoclassic and Romantic period. So, yun, ma-identify natin at ma-differentiate natin yung mga artists ng Neoclassical at Romantic period. And number 2, identify the different artwork of Neoclassical and Romantic period. So ito naman, ang identify naman natin dito ay ang mga artwork ng bawat artist ng Neoclassical and Romantic period. So number 3, to know the elements of Neoclassical and Romantic period. Next. So, ano nga bang Neoclassicism? Neoclassicism was an art movement that sought to evoke the style of classical antiquity in writing, painting, sculpting, and architecture found in Greek and Roman culture. Neoclassicism was the most popular between the late 18th century and early 19th century. Next. Famous artists of Neoclassic and their artwork. Sino ang may alam ng mga pictures na ito? Or may kilala sa 5 pictures na yan? Anyone? Okay, thank you. So, ang una nating artist sa Neoclassical ay si Louis David. An influential French painter and considered to be a pre-eminent painter of the era. His subject of painting more on history. So, Louis David ay pinanganak noong August 30, 1748 sa Paris, France. And he was died December 28, 1825 in Brazil, Belgium. Yan. At ito naman ang kanyang mga famous artwork na nagawa. Yan, The Death of Marat, isa siyang painting, shown the portrayal of a revolutionary martyr. Yan, nakreate siya noong 1793 at ang ginamit na pang-paint ay oil paint. Then, ang pangalawa ay Napoleon crossing the Alps. Yan, painting din siya, shown a strongly idealized view of the real crossing that Napoleon and his army made across the Alps through Great St. Bernard Pass in May 1800. Yan. So, yan naman, nag-rate naman siya noong 1801 to 1805. Tapos yung ginamit na pang-paint ay oil paint. So, ito yung pangatlo, Out of the Karate. Yan, painting din siya. Depicts a scene from a Roman legend about the dispute between Rome and Alba Longa. The three brothers, all of whom appear willing to sacrifice their lives for a good of Rome, are sure saluting their father who hold their sword off for them. Yan. Yan naman, nagawa siya, nag-create siya 1784. Tapos yung ginamit din na pang-paint ay parang katulad din ng dalawa, oil paint. So, ang next natin ay si Jean Auguste Dominique Ingres. Yan. He was a pupil of Louis David and regarded as one of the great examples of academic art and one of the finest old master of his era. His painting were usually nude portraits and mythological theme. And si Jean Auguste Dominique Ingres naman ay born August 29, 1780 sa Montauban, France. At namatay siya noong January 14, 1867 sa Paris, France. Yan. So ito ang mga paintings na sikat. Yan, Portrait of Napoleon on the Imperial Throne. Depicts Napoleon in his decadent coronation costume seated upon his golden encrusted throne and resting upon smooth ivory walls. Yan. Nagawa niya ito 1806. Tapos yung location ng painting na to ay nasa Army Museum. Tapos ang ginamit din na pag-paint ay oil paint. And then yung pangalawa, The Apotheosis of Homer. Isa rin siyang painting. Yan. Depicts an image of Homer receiving all the brilliant men of Rome, Greece, and contemporary times. Yun naman, nagawa niya ng 1826 to 1827. Oil paint din yung nagamit katulad ng isa niyang painting. So, ang next na artist ay si Antonio Canova. A prolific Italian artist, sculpture, who became famous for his marble sculpture that delicately rendered nude flesh. Yan. Si Antonio Canova naman, pinanganak siya noong November 1, 1757 sa Posagno, Italy. And namatay siya noong October 13, 1822, Venice, Italy, kung saan siya namatay. And ito yung mga nagawa niyang sculpture. Yung una, Psyche Awakened by Cupid Kiss. Isang sculpture. And a marble sculpture portraying the relationship of Psyche and Cupid. Yan. Na-create yan noong 1793. Yan. Tapos yung ginamit dyan is marble. Yung pangalawang ginawa niya yung Washington. Yan, sculpture din siya. A marble sculpture of Washington currently displayed at North Carolina Museum of History. So, yung ginamit din dyan, yung marble, tapos na-create siya 1820. And yung next natin na artist ay si Bertel Thorvaldsen. Yan. He was the first internationally acclaimed Danish artist. He executed sculpture of mythological and religious themes character. Yan. Si Bertel naman ay pinanganak November 19, 1770 sa Copenhagen, Denmark. At namatay siya sa Copenhagen, Denmark, then March 24, 1844. Yan. At ito yung mga famous artwork niya. Yan, Christ, una. Sculpture din siya. An image of resurrected Christ currently located at the Thorvaldsen Museum. Yan. Na-create niya yan noong 1833. Tapos yung pangalawa, Lion of Lucerne. Sculpture din siya. In commemorate of Swiss Guard who have massacred in 1792 during the French Revolution. Yan. Yung location yan, nasa Lucerne, Switzerland. Yung designer nga si Bertel Thorvaldsen. Tapos yung type niya is memorial, libingan. Tapos yung material niya, yung ginamit dyan, sandstone. So, ito yung next na artist natin. Si Robert Adam. A Palladian architect of the Neoclassic period. Yan. So, Robert Adam naman ay pinanganak noong July 3, 1728 sa Kirkcaldy 5, Scotland. Yan. Tapos namatay siya noong March 3, 1792 sa age na 63 sa London, England. Yan. Tapos ito yung mga famous na architecture niya. Yan. Yung una, yung White House. Yan. As well as known American Civic Building with balustrade which has railing with vertical support along the edge of the roof. Yan. Yung White House, nagawa siya, inumpisahan yung construction niya nung pagkagawa October 13, 1792. Tapos na-complete siya, nabuo siya noong November 1, 1800. Yan. Tapos yung pangalawa, United States Capitol. Yan. Inumpisahan naman yan noong September 18, 1793. Tapos, nakompleto rin siya noong 1800. And let's move on to Romantic period. In Romantic art, nature with its uncontrollable power, unpredictability, and potential of cataclysmic extremes offered an alternative to an ordered world of enlightenment. The violent and terrifying image of nature conjured of Romantic artists recall the 18th century aesthetic of the sublime. Famous artists in Romantic period in their artwork. First is Jean-Louis Jericho. He was the first French master and the leader of French realistic school. His masterpieces were energetic, powerful, brilliantly colored, and tightly composed. So, si Jean-Louis Tudor ay pinanganak noong September 26, 1791 in Rouen, France. Tapos, namatay siya noong January 26, 1824 sa Paris, France. Yan. Tapos, ito yung mga kanyang famous na ginawang artwork, mga paintings. Yan. The Wrath of the Medusa portrays the victim of a contemporary shipwreck. Yan. Nagawa siya noong 1818, tapos natapos siya noong 1819. Yung ginamit dito ay oil paint. Tapos yung pangalawa, Charging Chazur painting. Yan. His first major work revealed an influence of the style of Rubens and his interest of the fiction of contemporary subject matter. Yan. Nagawa siya 1812. Tapos yung medium na ginamit sa kanya ay oil paint din. Tapos Insane Woman, one of several portraits Jericho made of a mentally disabled that has a peculiar hypnotic power. Yan. Na-create niya to noong 1822. Tapos yung next nating painters ay Eugene Delacroix. He was considered the greatest of the most influential French romantic painter. Tapos ito yung kanyang sikat na ginawa, yung Liberty Leading the People. Painting siya. A woman holding the flag of French Revolution personifies liberty and leads the people forward over the bodies of the fallen. Yan. Nagawa niya ito 1830. Tapos yung medium na ginamit niya dito ay oil paint. Tapos yung next artist natin si Francisco Goya. Yan. He was the commissioned romantic painters by a king of Spain. He was also printmaker, regarded both as the last of old master and the first of the modern. Then, ito yung mga famous na ginawa niya. And then, naisingin ko lang na pinanganak pala si Francisco Goya March 30, 1746 sa Ventoux, Spain. Tapos namatay siya April 16, 1828 sa Bordeaux, France. Then, dumako tayo sa kanyang mga paints. Yan, the 3rd of May. Nagawa niya yan, 1814. Tapos, yung medium na ginamit niya is oil paint. Tapos, Saturn devouring his son. Yan. Effects of Greek myth, the Titan Cronus, Saturn, who fears that the wood be overthrown by one of his children so he can eat each one of their bird. Yan. Tapos, yung pangatlo, the burial of Sardine. Yan. It was Spanish ceremony celebrated on Ash Wednesday and was a symbolical burial of the past to allow society to be reborn, transformed with new vigor. Yan. Na-create niya to 1812, tapos natapos niya 1819. The next artist, yan, si Francio Rude. Yan. He was best known for his social art which aimed to inspire and capture the interest of broad public. Tapos, ito yung kanyang mga sculptures. Yan. Departure of the volunteer. Yan. Portrays the goddess Liberty urging the forces of the French Revolution onward. Yan. Tapos, nagawa niya ito 1792. Tapos si Francio pala ay pinanganak noong January 4, 1784 sa Dijon, France. Tapos namatay siya noong November 3, 1855 sa Paris, France. Yan. Tapos yung pangalawa niyang sculpture ay Jean d'Arc. Yan. Nagawa niya ito noong 1874. Tapos yung type niya is gilded bronze. Yan. The next, si Antoine Louis Barrier. Yan. He was the most famous animal sculpture of all time. Yan. Ito yung dalawang famous na ginawa niya. Yung Hercules sitting on a bull. Yan, sculpture. Then, nagawa niya ito, date 1830s. Tapos yung medium na ginamit niya is bronze. Yan. Tapos itong isa is Theseus slaying the Minotaur. Sculpture din siya. Nagawa niya ito 1843. Tapos yung medium na ginamit niya is bronze din. Then, these are the elements of Neoclassic. Symmetry, an emotional telling of event, simplicity of line, form, and color, balance of straight line and geometric shapes, use of science, mathematics, and natural law, non-fantastical view of surrounding world and event. Then, element of romantic period naman, emotion and passion, the critic of progress, a return to the past, an awe of nature, the idealization of women, the purity of childhood, the search of subjective truth, the celebration of individual. Then, ito yung papagawa kong body activity. The following are in a form of group work. Yan. Everyone in the group should participate and cooperate. Perform the tasks specified in the rubrics. 5 members per group. Create a art. It's either neoclassic or romantic period. Will be passed on next meeting. So, bago nyo gawin to, magbibigay naman ako ng video na nasa link para may guide kayo kung paano gawin. Then, hanggang dyan na lang yung ating topic. Salamat sa pakikinig. Thank you.